Hi everyone, and welcome back to Something to Talk About. We're so excited to have you today.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for joining us on this day of love.
Yes. Do you have any Valentine's Day plans, Jorie?
Well, I was telling you before, I have to drive home after work today, and that's about a 5.5 hour drive. So maybe I'll listen to some good Spotify love songs. And then I do get to see my boyfriend at the end of the drive, and we're probably just going to hang out, watch a movie. We're very chill, no dinner, nothing like that.
And then you get to celebrate your grandparents.
Yes, my grandparents tomorrow. I get to celebrate them, so I'm excited about that. What about you?
50th anniversary?
50th anniversary.
That's so
yes,
sweet.
I am super excited about that.
So me, after this, I'm going to go wait on the bug man. Shout out to Orkin Pest Control. We might have a little pest problem in my house. So
oh my gosh.
That's one thing I'm doing.
Yay.
Another thing, so I sent Jack off to school this morning, and I think I might have a little picture of him. He had a little Valentine's Day, or he's got a Valentine's Day party this afternoon. And
no.
It might be the next slide.
Next slide.
Yeah. There he is. I got him a cute little Valentine shirt. It's Darth Vader doing a heart with a lightsaber.
A lightsaber. He is so cute.
Thank you.
I love it when you bring pictures of him.
That was him this morning getting his bowl of Cheerios at school. Mm-hmm. They're doing a little Valentine exchange this afternoon.
Does he understand Valentine's Day yet?
Not really. I woke him up this morning and I had like a little Valentine thing set up for him. I had his shirt and I had a little book, an Elmo book, because he loves Sesame Street. And he was just kind of like, ooh, like this is awesome, but I don't think he understands spells.
Yeah.
So
not quite there yet.
But yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. And later in the show, we've got some more Valentine's Day stories for you. Some love advice straight from the Barefoot Contessa. Mm-hmm. And we also have a sneak peek of our March issue that hits newsstands February 22nd. It has a major celebrity on the cover.
Yes, you might know her.
You might know her. Jorie's going to bring you that story in a minute. But first, we do want to cover some sad news out of the Florida Panhandle. Mm-hmm. The beloved Red Bar restaurant burned down yesterday morning in Grayton Beach. Lots of people upset about this. I mean, obviously, it was a huge local spot for locals there in Grayton Beach and 30A, but also just iconic for all of us tourists that go down there to the Destin and 30A and Grayton Beach area every summer, mm-hmm. South Walton Beach. You know, I know a lot of people that go down there and their Red Bar is a tradition. They're always going to go eat dinner or brunch or something at the Red Bar while they're there for their beach vacation. I've been several times. We used to go every year when I was in high school. So yeah, just Fort Walton or South Walton Fire says that the restaurant is a total loss. There was some damage to some adjacent buildings, some exterior damage, but the good news is nobody was hurt.
Silver lining.
Silver lining. They don't know what caused the fire, but actually the owner of Red Bar told the newspaper down there in South Walton today that he is going to rebuild, and he's going to rebuild it exactly the way it was before. He jokes that maybe he might add a little bit of a better bathroom. So if you've ever been to the Red Bar, you know it's very low key, it's super quirky. They don't even have, individual menus. It's just a chalkboard, and your waiter will just go grab the chalkboard. They all share the same chalkboard, and they're like, "This is what we got today. What do you want?"
I love that.
So yeah, he says he will rebuild. He's not going to try to build it fancy, or he's going to stay true to Red Bar and why we all love it.
I've actually never had the chance to go, so I'm excited that he's going to rebuild. So now maybe I can eventually. Now I know about it and can go and check it out.
So yeah, I know a lot of people love it. And somebody was even telling me a former Southern Living staffer used to actually drive. They're 4.5 hours from Birmingham down to Grayton Beach just to eat dinner at the Red Bar.
Oh my gosh.
That is commitment.
That's dedication.
Always a long wait at the Red Bar, but it's always worth it.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people thinking about them and the community there in Grayton Beach, and we look forward to seeing you back, Red Bar.
Yes, I'm glad to know they're rebuilding. All right, you guys know Meg told you that I was going to reveal the March cover issue. Here she is.
Ta-da!
Miss Joanna Gaines. You guys know and love her. We love JoJo. That's what I call her, like I know her.
Yeah.
And I have a really cool story. Actually, Southern Living went down to her place in Waco, Texas, and we shot video with them and kind of got to see her little garden and her outdoor shed, a potting shed she calls it, but it's actually this beautiful room with all these vintage gardening books that she has collected. And I actually wrote a story about her, so I'm bringing you one of my own stories this week. It doesn't happen that often. That the sweet tradition that her and her daughter share together. She says that she told her husband Chip that she wanted to have this potting shed because she needed a place for all these vintage gardening books and things like this. Well, she now has realized that her kids actually love being out in the garden and the potting shed as well. So it's become like a family oasis in some ways. And the tradition is that her and her daughter, Emmy, love to take flowers and dry them and leave them in the middle of the gardening books so that they can find it many years later and, you know, say, oh, remember the day we did that one? Remember the day we put the lavender in this gardening book or anything like that. So I just loved that, and I thought that, you know, maybe it's something we can all start doing with whoever your loved ones are.
Yeah, that's so sweet. I bet those books smell amazing.
I know, yeah, when you open them up and have like a flower fall out.
My grandmother used to do that. She would press flowers with books and then make like little homemade bookmarks out of them and stuff.
Yeah, that's basically what they were doing.
Yeah, that's
it's
so
pretty cool.
cute. So, and we've got videos with Joanna where she's telling that story and other great lessons we can all glean from
Motherhood
Joanna.
quotes, anything you could want from Joanna. And this issue is out on stands February 22nd.
Yes,
so
but you can head to southernliving.com and go ahead and see all the beautiful videos we shot with her.
Videos and articles. If you just can't wait, you can go check it out now. We'll post all the links below so you can have that.
So exciting.
Yes. Heavens.
So back to our Valentine's Day beat. So I was saying earlier, you know, Jack has a Valentine's Day exchange at school, like so many other kids are doing today. But, you know, a lot of kids that have to spend so many of their school days in the hospital are missing out on that. But St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee, they've come up with something so their patients don't have to miss out on the fun Valentine's Day exchange, and we can all take part in it, which makes it even more fun.
I love that.
So they have created a way for you to send virtual Valentines to their patients there in Memphis. And we've actually got a link right there on our website to make it easy. You go and you kind of type in a little card for them. And so today at the hospital, they're displaying them on TVs and big screens all across the St. Jude campus. If you've ever visited St. Jude, it's huge, it's beautiful. They have all these different areas for the kids to kind of make it feel a little less like a hospital. And this is just another thing they're doing. So you can send a Valentine card over to St. Jude, and they'll have it on the screen for the kids to see and just brighten their day and let them take part in the fun Valentine's Day exchanges and not miss out on anything because, you know, they've got bigger things on their hands, so it's nice to kind of take their mind off that for a little bit.
Yeah, and just focus on something fun and silly and, you know, just to be a kid. That's awesome.
Yeah.
This next story I love so much. You guys know we're big animal lovers, and especially dogs, or in my world, dogs. I talk about my dog Jeter all the time. This Texas animal shelter is actually offering a Valentine's Day special for broken-hearted dogs, not literal broken-hearted dogs. If you read the article, it's actually dogs who have heartworms. And on this Valentine's Day, you can sign up to do a donation to this shelter, $5 or whatever you want to donate. And the program goes to basically, it's a promotion. It helps them, you know, include heartworm treatment for the dogs, vaccines, microchips, and basically the goal is to get these dogs adopted and healthy, which is such a super cool, you know, kind of different way to look at Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and this is in Houston?
Houston, yes.
Yeah, and it's interesting. So my vet here in Birmingham actually told me, you know, heartworms are a much bigger problem for dogs in the Deep South because of our climate and the humidity and things like that. It's just like, I guess, a great climate for heartworms.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so
now
that's
that I
why
think about it, we had to battle with a couple of our pets, and you know, praise the Lord, they've all come through it and have been fine. But yeah,
I thought I could kind of skimp on buying the like $60 heartworm pills for my little Chiweenie, Archie Manning, and the vet was like, "That's not a good idea because you live in an area where heartworms really are a problem." So he's on them.
So if you want to support a dog, even when you don't know, just to spread some love this Valentine's Day, we'll put the link below, and you can. I like today. It's like a bunch of opportunities to help and spread love, and I think that's just on theme.
It is.
Yeah. So, what's next? Oh, this next story is mine as well. I love this one. Miss Ina Garten. Sometimes I mispronounce her name, and Meg laughs at me. She has love advice just in time for Valentine's Day, and her husband have actually been together 50 years.
Wow.
Which is amazing. Yes.
Jeffrey,
yes. Mr. Jeffrey Garten. And some of this advice is actually kind of common sense, but sometimes just needs to be reiterated. I feel like.
We all need reminders.
Yeah. Number one, don't demand attention. I love that. Yes. So instead of demanding.
We've all been guilty of that.
Right. Yeah. I can be super needy. Yes. Just to be okay on your own, and then, let your partner, your loved one, give you attention when they feel like the time suits them. Yeah. Number two, cooking is a great way to express love for someone. Do you cook at all, Meg?
I'm more of a baker, just because
That's even better, I think.
Well, I love baking, but the thing is my husband hates eating baked goods because they're so unhealthy. And he can't, if I have baked something, he can't just say no to it. He has to eat it, and then he ends up feeling bad, and then he blames me. So it's not really how I show love, I guess, because I know he doesn't want me to bake, but I love it. It's like a stress relief, but our actual dinners and things he makes most for us.
Oh my gosh, lucky gal. That's awesome. I actually didn't know anything about cooking before I started at Southern Living, and now that I'm around food and recipes all the time, I've actually branched out and can do it a little bit.
Yeah.
Although my boyfriend, I think he'd probably be the better cook out of the two of us too. So anyway, I love this one as well. Connect with each other even when you're apart, and I feel like for these two, it's important because they're both separated. I mean, not separated, but busy and on the road a lot. And I'm long distance as well. So FaceTime, text messages, even something, small little, sending flowers, anything like that, just to really connect even when you're not actually in person sitting across the table.
Yeah, and it still makes that other person, they're still involved in your day-to-day life, even if they're not right there with you, experiencing it with you.
Yeah, totally. So you have something Valentine's Day related for us over there in the corner.
Yes, so I brought
My
back,
favorite part.
I brought back Meg's must-have for this week. You might have noticed my Valentine over here. Because it wouldn't be something to talk about without Chick-fil-A.
And if you guys watch the show, we actually mentioned this a few weeks ago about how it was coming, and now you get to see it.
Yes. So I went into my local Chick-fil-A here this morning and got my heart-shaped tray of chicken minis. I got them this morning, but if you tailgate or you do anything, you know that Chick-fil-A is good all day long. It doesn't have to be hot. It's still going to be good.
Absolutely.
So, I got a tray of 10 chicken minis. They also offer the heart trays of nuggets. I think 30 nuggets come in there. So, I went into our local Chick-fil-A right down the road here from us at Southern Living this morning to get our heart tray. Yeah. And let me tell you, that Chick-fil-A was bumping. I mean, it was so packed.
I wonder if it's this that people are going for now that they've heard about it.
So I went in and I ordered my breakfast, and I was like, do y'all have the chicken mini heart trays? He was like, yeah, but we make them as you order, so give us like 10 minutes. And I was like, yeah, totally fine. And as I'm waiting, I kept hearing them back there being like, we need another heart tray. We need another heart tray.
That really warms my heart that people are going to do this.
Yes.
I mentioned a few weeks ago that I would rather this than like chocolate or flowers or anything, so I'm glad people are on board.
Yes, and the 10-minute wait, actually, I got to experience something really sweet waiting for this tray. So when I pulled into Chick-fil-A, I actually walked in the store, but the drive-through line was backed up all the way onto the street, like the main, city street. You couldn't even turn into Chick-fil-A because there were so many people in the drive-through line. So I kind of went around, parked, went in, and there was a cashier who was ringing some folks up inside the restaurant, and one of the folks working the window walked over with a whole big arrangement of flowers and was like, here, somebody gave this to you. And this Chick-fil-A's employee's face just lit up, and she looked towards the window. It was her husband. He had sat in that long drive-through line to get all the way to the window and surprise her with flowers to give them through the drive-through window.
That is amazing.
It was so sweet, and her face just lit up. You could tell it meant so much to her. I just loved it. He could have just ordered flowers and sent it, but the fact that he went and did that, the drive-through line. It was just so sweet.
Oh my gosh, how lucky that you got to see all of that.
I know.
While you were waiting for your chicken minis.
I know.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
So it's just been a great day, hasn't it?
Yes, it's been a busy day, but I really like Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Secretly. I know people sometimes have a hard time saying I love Valentine's Day, but I think it's great.
It's also a good day to celebrate your friends.
Yes,
Jorie
Galentine's.
surprised me with a little
Yes,
Galentine card
I did.
this morning. I loved it.
I love the mega donut card.
Yes, because I love donuts too. Celebrate your friends and your family, and it's just a good day.
Yeah, and don't forget, something to talk about, 3 p.m. next Thursday. We'll be back.
And comment, leave us all your comments.
Yes, click the bell.
Subscribe
Click
to
the bell to
Southern
subscribe.
Living so you
Yes.
don't miss us, plus all of our other great shows that come out on this channel, plus all of our beautiful food videos that are just a staple.
Yes, they're always fun to look at. All right, guys, well, have a great Valentine's Day and an awesome weekend.
Yes, we'll see y'all next week.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.